Attention Earthlings, do not attempt to adjust your dial.
You are about to voyage into the marvelously mystifying.
Join us as we navigate the enigmatic waters of consciousness, delve into the arcane realms of the occult and the paranormal, and converse with captivating beings from across the universe. Prepare
to expand your mind, challenge your perceptions, and journey into the unknown with your guides, Banicula and HP Hovercraft.
The frequencies of strangeness await.
Welcome to Dizzy Spell.
Hello.
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 Yo.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
That's like literally what it is.
I believe
you could probably do the whole thing.
I just rewrote the book.
And then I can't, because he says something and then he goes, no. And he goes, why? And he goes, no friends.
No.
Fun? No fun.
Dang.
Why? No friends.
Sounds like a sad book.
Wait, me? No, because it's a happy ending.
Oh.
It's a 3-act play.
Fair. That's fair.
There's everything, all the setup. What's up? We're double recording.
We are.
So we just recorded the last one.
Yes.
And here we are again.
Yeah.
To pull the curtains back.
Last episode we're recording of 2024.
Wow.
And we have not gotten our best of list together, but I guess we can do that for our second episode of January.
Yeah. Do you want to? You're not ready.
I'm not ready,
Okay.
but we could do like a little touching on. I will say this, just for my Spotify Wrapped, I had the most basic bitch year. All of my Spotify Wrapped was like pop girlies.
Sabrina Carpenter and
I don't really love
Rodrigo and
Sabrina
Chappell Roan.
Carpenter. Actually, none of those. No, it was Ariana Grande and I was in like the top 1 or like 0.05% of people who listened to Brat this year. I got a
There's no
thank
way.
you. I did. I swear. I have screenshotted it. I got a like thank you video from Charlie XCX being like, "Thank you so much for listening to Bra. I hope you party so hard." Do you like my
good impression.
Do you like my impression?
Did you watch her on SNL?
I did.
She crushed.
The Thanksgiving, the It Girl Thanksgiving was great.
A lot of it was great.
Yeah,
she was funny.
She was really good. The fact that she was able to pull off hosting and musical guests too is like.
Well, I was like, is she funny? And then I was like,
great.
yeah, she is funny.
No, I loved it.
And she was good. And also, I'm sure you don't watch SNL like every week, right?
No.
But like Bowen Yang has been doing her.
Yes. Yeah. What?
He has
You
been,
mean like
he's been doing Charlie XCX like in other episodes.
Oh, like playing.
Like he's
her.
been like they've done sketches where it's Charlie XCX and it's him, and then as Charlie XCX is Bowen Yang.
Did you watch the Sabrina Carpenter nonsense Christmas special?
Yeah, of course.
The very SNL skit where she's trying to figure out what to get her brother-in-law for Christmas was so funny.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Good. All that stuff was good. Her song in the beginning was good. Every like live performance was tragic that it wasn't live. Like any like her with Chappell Roan singing Last Christmas.
Yeah.
Her with Shania Twain.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
And
AKA Mrs. Claus.
yeah, like her doing those, like I get why they needed to be pre-recorded just for like time reasons.
Sure.
But if that had been like an actual live special and like people, especially her and Chappell Roan singing, it would have been so much better, and it would have been like it would have like actually been like a viral moment like they wanted to.
Yeah. I still think it was enjoyable.
Still cool.
I enjoyed
it.
it.
Perfect. When she said, this is a perfect thing to have on a big screen while you like half watch it and look on your phone. It's like that is exactly like with self-awareness of that is cool.
Yeah. No, yeah. She's very tongue in cheek. I love her like this whole comedy style. I don't necessarily care about her music. I listened to her record and was like, this is fine.
I think that it's funny to listen to that record. It's sadly topical now because of something that just happened, but thinking about all the songs being about Barry Cogan is funny to me. It's less funny now because I guess like they broke up and her fans like really
are harassing him.
Yeah, they really harassed him.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, like in a not cool way.
Yeah, pretty parasocial, y'all.
And also
get it together, please.
Yeah, like who actually cares that much about like whether or not he is cool or like a good person?
I just wish we could put that much effort into harassing CEOs of healthcare corporations that are denying people.
They did. They did it. They put the most amount of effort into doing that.
One person did. Yeah. So, I mean, do we want to fight about Love Actually?
We were talking about it not live.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying off air, well, our producer absolutely hates Love Actually.
Which is a crazy thing to think.
I think it's fair.
Okay.
Like, it's very problematic.
Love Actually, so what? Is what I say. It's old.
To watch.
You know what else is?
What?
The
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Fucking It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
You know? You want
don't watch it.
Everything old. Everything old is going to be some different level of problematic or not up to like today's standards.
The Holiday, way less problematic.
Sure.
I think.
I could have hours of talking about the movie Saturday Night Fever.
I've never seen that.
One of the worst movies of all time, not for reasons that you'd think.
I've never
not
seen
because it's like, oh, it's hokey. No, because it's one of the most racist, misogynistic movies I've ever seen in my life.
Sounds right.
Horrible movie.
Yeah.
Despicable.
Fair
Anyways,
enough.
Love Actually.
So what's your favorite storyline in it?
It's gotta be Liam Neeson and the kid.
I just feel like it's so problematic to be like encouraging children to like, I don't know, say they're like in love with little girls and stuff.
They're the same age. It's cute. It's Christmas.
That child is way too, I mean, to be fair, he's way older than he looks in that movie. He's actually like fairly like deep into his
they're
teen
probably
years.
like they're probably supposed to be in middle school.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
But he's actually like a high schooler. He
like,
just looks so little.
Yeah, but like as far as the plot of the movie, you think that there's a problem with like two middle schoolers having like a little like I
just like the whole idea of like, I'm going to learn to be a drummer so that she likes me.
That's
like,
what kids, that's what people do.
And is it problematic? Like, they should learn drums because they want to learn drums to learn self-expression, man. But it's all about like, oh, I'm going to be cool and girls are going to date me if I'm a drummer. I'm like, I don't know.
Okay. So okay. So maybe that's weird. But the broader thing is that it's Liam Neeson, who is that kid's stepdad.
Yeah.
Because his real mom, who he had just recently married, dies.
Yeah.
And it is him now bonding with.
Yeah, where the hell is that guy's dad? Like, where's that kid's
probably
father?
Also dead.
Okay, they never say that,
what I
do
bet.
they? Yeah,
That's
they
what I
never
bet.
say.
So now this guy, Liam Neeson, it has to step up and become the greatest stepdad of all time during Christmas time
While
for this
he's
little
sad about
lovesick
his
kid
wife. Yeah.
that is contemplating suicide in the movie.
See, that's fucked up too.
Yeah, but that shit's real, dude. That's what Love Actually is asking those questions. It is saying those things. Okay,
it's bringing up 9/11 right off the bat.
The actual best part of it is, what the fuck is his name? Mr.
Martin
Bean.
Freeman. Oh, Rowan Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson is the best part of that movie.
He's great.
He's kind of supposed to be like, it's a thing that's not really clear in like the final thing of it, but he's supposed to be kind of like this magical like spirit of Christmas guy.
Yeah.
That's there for everything. See, you love Love Actually.
I do watch it every year.
The scene of him doing the little fucking thing for Snape is incredible. That's super funny. I love the storyline of the British guy going to America to pick up girls because he thinks he'll be more attractive. I just love that he's 100% correct about his theory. He's like, this is what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go to the US.
Those women have no agency whatsoever.
But
they're like, we don't have pajamas. We have to all sleep together in one bed because we're so poor.
It's funny. That's funny jokes in a movie.
Oh my God.
And also, you could say, if you want to be that about it, you could say that is his delusion being represented in film as an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
When he has gone back then to tell people what happened to him in America. You could say that if you really want to get there with it.
I did see Keira Knightley recently talking about how the cue card scene is very creepy.
That's the only thing that I'll get on everybody's side. That whole shit is fucked up.
It's fucked up. That's bad friend
from that guy. The thing saying like, oh, all the photography didn't work out, and then like I heard you took all these videos, and it's all just like close-up videos of her.
Creepy.
Like that's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And then because the fact that they don't like end up together, like it's not like, oh, then like I never really wanted, like it turns out that I was actually in love with you the whole time. It's just kind of like this weird like things that she acknowledges later when he does the signed thing.
I hate it.
And then she like, and it's like, don't make a noise, whatever, like that.
Oh, so
that
creepy.
whole thing. And it's weird that that's an iconic, like people like use that to propose kind of thing.
God,
like, and it's like the same level as people using the Sting Every Breath I Take as their like, their like wedding song.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What else do I love in it? Oh, not love, but think is funny.
Love Actually.
Is when, so Snape buys...
put some respect on his name. Mr. Alan Rickman.
He's Snape. Alan Rickman buys the gift actually for his
slutty
assistant.
Yeah.
Look at you, problematic.
I mean, slutty can be empowering.
And Emma, whatever Emma it is, Emma Thompson.
Yeah. She's amazing.
He actually gives her the Joni Mitchell CD.
Mm-hmm.
No fucking way she doesn't already have that Joni Mitchell CD. There's no way that she's like this massive Joni Mitchell fan, and it's like Joni Mitchell's like big comeback record when she does like the different version of Both Sides Now. No way she doesn't already have that. And maybe that like leans into like he doesn't know his wife at all.
Yeah.
But she does like open it and like listen to it, right? Like, you know, like it's like a thing.
Yeah.
That's bullshit writing on their part. They might as well have given her like an older one or something, you know?
Yeah.
Dumb.
What about Colin Firth and Aurelia? That's a cute story, right?
Cute. It's the thing that makes it awkward to watch with your family though. So No. Sorry.
Oh, you're thinking of Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman, yeah.
That's also one of my favorite parts.
It's funny and I like it, but then it's just like, oh, I forgot that there's like the naked people in this movie.
Yeah.
That one's weird because there's the power dynamic aspect of it.
That's true. Yeah. They're all weirdly
But then
sus.
you got Billy Bob Thornton really coming and scumbagging up the presidency.
Oh yeah.
and making it worse so that ultimately that's what makes Hugh Grant like stand up to Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah. It's because of the woman that everyone keeps alluding to being fat, even though she's a normal-sized woman.
That's what makes him, finally stand up. Colin, I keep getting the people names mixed up, but Colin Firth's thing where with the lady that he can't talk to at all.
Yeah, Aurelia.
That's like one of the more, like, it's not as naughty as all the rest of the plots. But it is a little bit, I guess, because it is undermining, like, a culture. Right. Yeah. And it like assumed like he's like, I'm gonna come and take you away from this place.
Yeah. And also like
where you're just like a waitress.
Again, the power dynamic of like she's cleaning his house.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all very weird. And then there's like, I don't know how you say his last name, but Bill Nighy, or I'm not sure how you say his name. Bill Nighy.
Oh.
The older man who's singing I feel it in my fingers. Like he's just like making weird gay jokes to his assistant.
But it's supposed to be supposed to be bad. Like, and then the thing is that they're in love.
Are they?
Yeah.
But they're like, is it?
That's like
love,
that's like when there's like there's the love plots in all of them.
Yeah.
The love plot is that he loves his assistant. That's what that is.
Right.
There's like the part when he's like meeting, he's like on like whatever TRL or their equivalent,
top of the pops or something.
He writes like we have small penises on the guy's thing. And he says, "Don't do drugs, don't buy drugs, become a pop star. They give them to you for free." Amazing.
He's one of the best parts of that movie.
That's best,
in my opinion.
It all just really ties up nicely. Just a good movie. It's bad. It's like the perfect like bad good to me.
I know it's problematic, so I can view it through those eyes, the same way that like the movies from the 80s will like throw around the F slur or like things like that. Like I'm like, okay, I know this is horrible, and I'm just gonna like
so is Bad Santa.
But
like Bad Santa is like horrible.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
But it's like the point of it, right? Like it's old and you can look the other way about certain things. It's like talking to your old uncle, at Thanksgiving or Christmas and going, You say some things that you can't really say, but you're pretty funny and entertaining sometimes. That's Love Actually to me.
I don't know if I find my problematic uncles entertaining, but I see what you mean. Yes.
All right. Well, I think that we've really covered Love Actually.
That entire movie.
Great. That's good. Great. It was fresh in my memory.
That's fair. I haven't even watched it this year, but I still remember a lot about it.
It's good. And then you start going, I feel it in my fingers. Mm-hmm. Great. Christmas is all around us.
All right. So what's the topic for today?
Okay.
HP.
This is something that we've talked about some of these things.
Yes.
In the past. This is just kind of an opportunity to kind of go through some of them.
Okay.
I think, and say, what do you think about these?
Okay.
Have a little bit of extra.
Should we do like a rating of how likely we are to think they're real?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Do you want to do -3 through 3?
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm gonna read these to you. So I've pulled up a couple lists, and then I have a couple that I want to expand on.
Okay.
So this first one is just an Esquire list.
Okay.
And it's the greatest celebrity conspiracy theories of all time.
Love it.
So not all of them are good, so we're gonna gloss over whatever. The first one, and this is one that I do want to expand upon, is Avril Lavigne died right after her first album and was replaced by a lookalike later on. So there's a bunch of when that album came out photos, and then she famously took a long break and looks different now and also has a different sound and things like that. The theory, the actual what people think is that when that album came out, she had a whole lot of inner turmoil, and it also fits with the narrative of her being this angsty, teenage grungy girl. I guess her dad or grandfather died right around that time that came out. And then she got very depressed and into drugs and alcohol and committed suicide.
Jeez.
Is what people think.
Okay.
And I want to just say, this is not what I think or anything.
Sure.
And then the reason why they continued on and made another Avril Lavigne is because she owed them further records.
Okay.
So they created...
So they owned her likeness.
Yes. And so they made a lookalike whose name is Melissa.
Okay.
And yes. And there's all sorts of things she looks different. She has a different sound when she comes back. There's a photo shoot where she has Melissa on her hand.
Whoa.
In a weird way.
That's my favorite, is when the conspiracies are fueled also by weird photo
a weird
shoots.
Thing like that.
Yeah, the Lady Gaga one we talked about one time. Very cool.
Yeah, so that's all that. And yeah, just when the new record comes out, it's totally different, and everybody says that she looks different. Yeah, that's all that. I don't really believe that, but I do think that it is interesting. That's a common thread in here.
Yeah.
Is people being replaced by clones or lookalikes, and it largely comes down to they're changing, or it can be explained by plastic surgery or something like that.
Totally.
Do you know this one, that LORDE is actually twice her age? She is not. So when LORDE came out, they were 20 years old. They seemed more fully realized than people thought they would be. The conspiracy is that she is actually a 40-year-old woman that has disguised herself as a 20-year-old in order to seem like some sort of...
I love this one.
Young prodigy.
This is common. So I have heard this about Billie Eilish. I've heard that Billie Eilish lies about her age.
Oh.
I've heard Lana Del Rey lies about her age. But I have not heard this about LORDE. This is interesting. Okay. So I just want to quickly share my favorite LORDE conspiracy.
Okay.
There is a full PowerPoint presentation that exists on the internet that is someone's thesis, essentially, that while LORDE was recording her record with Jack Antonoff when he was married or still dating and living with Lena Dunham, that they were having an affair. And there is an entire PowerPoint presentation that supports this theory. And it is extensive, y'all. It's on the internet. You can find it on Reddit. It is really funny. And honestly, that one I'm going to give a 3.
Nice.
LORDE being 40... I'm going to say 0. I could go either way on that one.
Yeah, you could go either way.
I really could. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I enjoyed Lorde's first few things. I kind of fell off with her, but then like I really love this whole working it out on the remix she did with Charlie XCX, and like I'm like, would a 40-year-old do this? Would a 40-year-old, you know, do this remix with Charlie XCX? I don't know. I guess if you're trying to pretend to be a younger lady than you are, maybe. This is an interesting one.
Who knows? I like that one.
Huh.
Yeah, I could go either way on it too. Who knows? I don't really care or know enough about LORDE, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you like Stevie Wonder's Not Blind?
I've heard this before.
I feel like this is fully based on a Hannibal Buress joke that he tells, which is just, I'm pretty sure he just plainly says.
He's like in an elevator with him or something.
No,
right?
I think like there's probably more to it, but he says, I don't know if Stevie Wonder's blind or not, but he does a lot of weird things for a blind guy. Like sitting courtside at the Knicks games, yeah, which he does do. Yeah, you can't. That's. But
don't you think being courtside would be like sensory wise, like you'd be more in the action? Like it makes sense to me that you would, you know.
Yeah. He's always at basketball games. He once caught a falling mic stand, which like you know, if I learned anything from Daredevil, it would mean that he would have, greater perception,
like a bat.
And then it says he once took a photo, which like, okay, cool.
Yeah, like on his phone or something?
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? Well, yeah, but like, who's gonna like? What kind of proof is that of anything? Like, who even knows if he did take a picture?
That's so random. I love it. All right, what's your next conspiracy, HP?
Okay. Oh, this one's a good one. It's that Britney Spears. It was on the presidential payroll during George Bush's presidency. And that's when she was doing all sorts of wild stuff, and it was to distract from anything that he was doing at the time.
Well, I'll tell you right now, no, that one's a -3. She's just got issues that are very understandable.
There's like, you can look at the like specific timeline, but it's like she shaved her head, she got a divorce, like all like the specific one that they point to is that they announced their split. And it was a day before the midterm election.
Oh my
kind of
gosh.
thing. Like it kept
that's
things
funny.
like that kept happening. I think that's funny.
That's interesting. That one sounds like more astrological or something. Like they were just like, you know, on similar, I don't know, wavelengths there or something. No, man. I read her memoir earlier this year. She's got a lot of bad things that have happened to her.
Does the phrase Katy, JonBenet Ramsey, Perry mean anything to you?
So I read this one. Yeah. I don't know the story though. Like why
nothing.
Do they
There's
think?
Nothing. There's no reason. This is totally just made up by the internet.
That she's
JonBenet Ramsey. That it fits into the puzzle of like why that murder is like unsolved, quote unquote, which you could say.
Do they think she got like taken?
They say that there's nothing. It's just that JonBenet Ramsey is still alive, kind of looks like Katy Perry. There's not a whole lot of record of Katy Perry's like young life. And that's that. That's it. That's all that it is.
Interesting. I'm going to say -3.
Yeah, that's a bad one, but it is very funny. And it was basically, it's the only reason it has any traction at all, really, is like in 2011 or something, some award show, you know, Billy Eichner, who does the like man on the street, like Billy on the street, kind of like yelling interviews.
Totally.
He said, blink twice if you're JonBenet Ramsey. And Katy Perry just kind of goes, what? That's not true. And acts kind of weird about it. But like you would, like, what are you going to say to that? But it was like already a thing a little bit. And then he just made it more of a thing.
Okay. Can I hit you with one of my favorite conspiracy theories? This is a fun one I read. Paris Hilton has a secret hobby of collecting and repairing World War II area radios.
Beautiful. That's exactly the kind of harmless conspiracy theory that is amazing.
I really like that one a lot.
Do you know about Leah Michele Can't Read?
Yeah, I don't understand where that one comes from either.
Oh, it's good. This has it really broken down.
Okay,
so
great.
This is shout out to this random Reddit user. This is it. And this is from a video.
We'll credit the
that's
user.
on YouTube.
What's their name?
It says deleted.
Oh.
It's to see further into the conspiracy.
They don't want
so
to
their
be credited.
username's deleted. And this is in reference to a now deleted YouTube video about why. So it says she started out on Broadway when she was very young before she could read. So she learnt lines by memorization, not by reading. According to a biography of her, she would only ever recite her own lines and could never improvise. When she was asked to read other things, she would just say, you read it yourself. According to a biography about her. In 2015 on Ellen, with the rest of the cast of Glee, they played Cards Against Humanity, and she was very slow to write down all her answers and really slowed down the game. And it was like a whole thing.
Well, you don't write down answers.
On the show, they did.
Oh.
On the Ellen version of Cards Against Humanity, they had to like write down their answers for TV.
And she couldn't do it.
She couldn't do it. Well, it took her a long time, is what it says.
Whoa.
And it took her a long time to write down people's names. There's several videos of her presenting awards at award shows where she just kind of repeats what the other presenter says and then doesn't read the name of the winner ever. Like there's countless examples of it not happening.
I like this one a lot.
It's really funny. And it's like super mean, but also it's so mean, but also I think that she is mean.
Yeah.
Like people,
that's true.
Like people in the industry don't like her because she's mean.
People have said on Glee she was really mean.
So I like that.
Yeah.
It says that mostly she uses emojis on Instagram captions and rarely writes words. At autograph signings, she has pre-written autographs and she doesn't customize them at all.
What? She can't even sign her name?
Yeah. Well, she does, but she doesn't write like
the
to
message.
Whatever. And she has never been photographed holding a pen.
That's the best part. 3. I want to believe this one.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love it. What about the one that the reason that they put out the movie Frozen is so that in search results, when you look up Walt Disney Frozen, it's not the rumors about Walt Disney's head being frozen, and that it's that it's
3,
the movie instead.
3 on that one.
I've also heard that kind of similar about, I think it was Kate Moss did an ad for Diet Coke, and they say that it's so that if you Google Kate Moss Diet or Kate Moss Coke, the Diet Coke commercial comes up instead
That's like
of
when you like when somebody wants to call somebody out on Twitter and it's like a meme to be like, Zach Braff did this, like you should Google Zach Braff 17.
Yeah.
And it's like about Zach Braff dating 17-year-old.
Yeah.
That's like the lead is buried. This one, it says there's the reason why there's so many A Star Is Born remakes is because it's a front for satanic ritual, and that's like the money and things from Star Is Born and the central plot of Star Is Born is all part of the satanic cabal ritual that they do.
Okay, I need to know everything about that one. I'm going to have to look this up.
We need to dig deep in that one.
Yeah.
That's just one that is mentioned on here.
Oh, that's amazing. That's similar to, we did a radio episode about this a while ago of how in Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, there's like this whole thing where she's on this black cube, and there's like this whole theory that it's like a Saturnian ritual because the god of Saturn, or like the energy of Saturn as a planetary spirit, is like the black cube, and that like tons of celebrities worship Saturn, including Adele, who wears earrings that are Saturn all the time and stuff like that. That's a fun one.
Well, there's all sorts of stuff in here that's like all general, like female pop stars. This one is literally just like they're all like high priestesses and high witches, and that's why they dress like they do. Lana Del Rey literally like said they put a spell on Trump at a point. You have any memory of that?
Well, it didn't work.
Like, they said that in an interview, like, and everybody was like, see, and then it just went away.
Well, her magic sucks, apparently.
Yeah. Well, she just is cosplaying different jobs. That's her whole thing. So she was just cosplaying, which, remember when she'll always be like, I'm like, oh, Lana Del Rey worked at Waffle House last night for this.
Oh, okay.
That's what she's doing.
She's cosplaying.
The Kanye West interrupting Taylor Swift at the VMAs was a humiliation ritual.
Yes.
Illuminati humiliation ritual.
Yes. I've heard this.
So classic.
Mm-hmm.
So classic to the point where it just seems to be real, right? A little?
Possibly.
Sorry.
Quite possibly.
Speaking of, do you remember, you don't watch award shows, but last year at the Oscars, John Cena did like a naked bit.
Yes.
people immediately
humiliation. I mean, he has everything to be humiliated about.
Yeah, but perfect timing for John Cena's celebrity. For him to be inducted into the Illuminati around that time.
Interesting. I like where these
this
are going.
one is awesome, and not like this is the kind of one that's like, this is definitely real.
Okay.
I almost want to read this verbatim on here because it's kind of like the way they wrote it, but this is from TikTok user Ramsey's the Pigeon.
Okay, love it.
So the song TikTok by Kesha was written by a guy named Benny Blanco. Its lyrics include the line,
Selena Gomez's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
We kicked him to the curb unless they look like Mick Jagger.
Okay.
And that lyric's weird because what that movie that's from like 2008 or whatever.
You mean
Mick Jagger's Mick Jagger's like old. He's not like necessarily like a sex symbol still then.
Yeah.
It says, not exactly at the height of attractiveness when that piece in question came out. Stranger still, it wasn't the only popular song to paint the man in a pleasant light. Moves Like Jagger, performed by Maroon 5, was released around at the same time, and Benny Blanco also wrote that song. And then furthermore, the song The Time by the Black Eyed Peas features the phrase, all these girls, they like my swagger, they're calling me Mick Jagger. I be rolling like a stone. Written by a guy named John DeNicola, who used to produce the music for a band called Kara's Flowers, who were called that and then changed their name to Maroon 5.
I was going to say, I thought I knew the name of that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then the song Heart and Soul by the Jonas Brothers has a verse that ends with making mistakes, but that won't matter if you can swag like old Mick Jagger. So there's all these songs that reference Mick Jagger.
Interesting.
All by the same thing. The web of connections extends all the way throughout the recording industry. But one thing remains unclear. What's the link back to Mick Jagger? According to Google Trends, you'll see that his popularity spikes each time one of those songs comes out. The only time in recent memory was when his girlfriend died. Anyway, some people have suggested that the man's name is just easy to rhyme with swagger, but Google Analytics of the use of the words indicate that swagger has become more important because it rhymes with Jagger, not the other way around. So people are trying to reference Mick Jagger and using swagger instead of it being the opposite.
Interesting.
Right? Why would they do that? Well, basically, all of those recording artists are owned by a company that owns Daily Motion, Ubisoft, Universal Music Group. The Rolling Stones signed to Universal Music in 2008, and all those songs are from after 2010. So it's basically the Universal Music Group is incentivizing people to reference Mick Jagger in songs every few years to keep up their relevancy. And
I fully believe that.
It's just worked.
Yeah, I believe that. That's an interesting one. UMG, this is the thing, though. UMG has been coming up a lot lately. Obviously, like, Drake is on UMG. Yeah. He signed a lifetime deal with them.
Yeah.
And then he tried to sue them when Kendrick's new record dropped, which they've said on the record that they did not know until the morning that GNX came out that album even existed. And they think that's because he was trying to preempt Drake being able to get the drop on him with this like this other lawsuit that he was putting on Kendrick. I don't know. There's a lot of weird things going on with UMG. That's an interesting one. I like where this one's going. I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm going full 3 on that. I think that that's definitely true. The major one that I really want to talk about that I think is really interesting is Andrew WK clones.
Yes.
And that'll lead to further clone ones we can talk about.
Yes, okay.
But I remember this happening in real time. Like, I remember when this came out. It was like 2008 or so that basically a guy, like, attacking Andrew WK and saying, like, writing all these, like, cryptic things about saying, like, I know, like, I made you and there's many of you, etc.
Wow.
But the gist of the allegations are that the person that we know as Andrew WK and that lives as Andrew WK, at least at one time, was a conglomerate of several different people.
Yes.
And many different people played the Andrew WK role. And it was this character that was made up by basically the record company.
Kind of a Neil Hamburger situation.
Yeah, kind of to make like a rock star like that.
Okay, interesting.
And so it's tied up in a bunch of like weird legal stuff.
Okay.
But
do you know that I've met Andrew WK?
Yeah. Was he real? Like I think
he looked like Andrew WK.
I think at this point.
Do you remember he had a show on MTV way back in the day? I'm gonna look this up.
I don't really remember. I remember him being like a VJ of sorts.
It was on MTV2 and it was called Your Friend Andrew WK.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He had also apparently had at least a documentary about him or something come out in the last few years. But yeah, it says in November 2004, WK's official website was hacked with threats of blackmail from someone who claimed to have been who have co-created Andrew WK's persona and demanded to be included in the production of the album, claiming to be Steve Mike.
Yes, I've heard this name before. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, apparently in the documentary he talks about Steve Mike.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. I think I remember the story going that he wanted to quit being Andrew WK, but again, like Avril and all these other people, was locked into this contract. And so they basically like created an avatar of him, and he like hated it so much that he eventually relented and came back and became Andrew WK again. That was like the story I was always hearing. But this is interesting that there's like maybe more than 2 versions of him.
Yes. It's alleged that like there was a bunch. It says the rumor is that Andrew WK is a none too elaborate joke foisted upon the world by ex-Nirvana drummer and Foo Fighter Dave Grohl. Gossip Hound's Recon Grohl penned the WK anthems for a laugh and got Andrew, the long-haired sex god, to front them. So
interesting.
So that's all made, and then it just seems like he has kind of fallen into this role.
Okay.
In subsequent years, WK denied various theories, accusing him of being a fake entity, declaring himself to be a real person who thinks for himself and not the victim of anyone or a group of people trying to influence my career or life. He clarified that the nature of how we presented my initial offerings caused some confusion, even though I tried to make it as straightforward as possible. So, and like, he has basically like really walked it back and been like, I used to call myself Steve Mike. And I feel like he kind of like weirdly got it convoluted, like, oh, I'm gonna make this broader thing, and then got messy with some people that he didn't credit that then tried to like destroy him.
Okay, interesting. Right. So when they say I made you,
yeah, like the I Get Wet album, it's like he didn't write it necessarily.
Interesting.
And like just became the face of it.
Okay.
And then like it was gonna be something, and then it seems like it really just like fell apart and got super messy.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he says at the end of 2004, an old friend of mine got in some business trouble and basically decided to take it out on me. They were able to turn my life and career completely upside down. Weird. This is one that I want to do like a whole thing on, because it's like there's a lot.
The Andrew WK one? Yeah.
There's like a whole lot.
Yeah, I want to watch the documentary.
Yeah, clearly need to spend. I just learned that there's that. It's called Your Friend Andrew WK from 2020.
Yeah, this is very interesting stuff. Where do you think?
So cool.
-3 to 3. Where are you on that?
I'm 3.
3? Okay.
I'm 3 on it. Like at least there's some level of something like it, because even just where he's like, I did this and somebody's trying to ruin my life and whatever. But like, I think that now he is living as Andrew WK fully, and he's married to Kat Dennings.
Huh. Yeah, I did know he was married to Kat Dennings, which good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
When you said the thing about LORDE and Jack Antonoff,
yes,
and the thing, there's a similar theory about how Taylor Swift and Harry Styles killed somebody in a car crash.
Oh,
and
interesting.
And like a lot of Taylor Swift songs are like about that.
Oh God.
There's like I don't know. It's way too long to get into.
Oh geez.
On this. It's also like pretty
some Succession stuff right there.
Damning.
Really?
You know,
like it's pretty like.
Well, just
compelling.
like that's a crazy accusation.
Whoa.
But I found this. Somebody made like like you said, PowerPoint presentation it's like a 13 slide PowerPoint that is all breaking it down.
Wow.
And I feel like this is a post for the team. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Another one that I saw recently. So I found this TikToker. I didn't find him through TikTok because I don't really look at it, but he has a podcast also called Pop University, like TEA. And he does these TikToks that are about celebrity conspiracies. So if you're into this stuff, highly recommend you go check this guy out. One of his is like, and again, he backs this up with like video evidence of all these things. And it's like well researched. Like this is not just some like, oh, Avril Lavigne was replaced by Melissa. Like this is like video evidence. And
reptilians and Justin Bieber.
I haven't seen reptilian content, but I haven't looked that hard. But the one that I thought was so interesting and I have not stopped thinking about is how there is so like hundreds of videos of famous people winning awards of musicians and thanking Beyonce. Like everyone thanks Beyonce.
Yeah, because she's queen.
Yeah, like Taylor Swift, like everyone bows down to Beyonce and has to thank her in their like thank yous at their award ceremony wins. It is very interesting stuff. And it makes me feel like this lady has a fucking stronghold on all of these people. Stranglehold, I should say, on all of these people.
Have you seen on here also is listed Beyonce has Sia trapped in her basement?
I've heard this. I don't
What is that about?
Yeah, like
why?
Why? I don't want her in my basement.
Because Sia made a bad movie?
Yeah.
We're not like I'm more pop culture plugged in than you are, but I'm not that pop culture club plugged in to know what's wrong with Sia.
I don't really get that one. But, you know, I do think it's interesting that there's like, it's interesting that like with the Avril Lavignes or like these other clones, it's like it makes more sense from a practical standpoint that the reason that they are rumored to be replaced is because they have a contract and they're like, this is an asset we invested in. We don't want to lose that. So we're going to continue rather than finding some new pop star. Because I always like understood the original, which is Paul is dead, Paul McCartney, is that the reason why they never told everyone Paul McCartney was dead is because people couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of the argument with like UFOs, right? Is that the reason we haven't had disclosures because humans' little puny brains can't emotionally handle the reality that aliens exist or the reality that Paul McCartney died. I think it's so interesting, especially because then John Lennon did die, but I guess that maybe that was one they just couldn't cover up. Yeah. I don't know. It's very interesting, but
couldn't cover that one up. I also think that it's interesting on that tip that Paul McCartney's still alive and two of them are dead.
Yeah, he's the worst one.
Why would they hide it in the? Why would they hide it in the music?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, why would that be part of it?
Yeah. But you know what? And I don't want to go too deep into, again, the K-hole, the K-anon. You know me and my dark Kenny. Yeah. I have gone very deep into just all of these theories about the whole Kendrick Lamar thing. Namely, I mean, this guy, Kendrick Lamar, is like deeply into astrology. And so at the very least, he and probably Taylor Swift are very strategic about their releases based on astrology. I really do believe that. But one rumor I heard recently, I was reading something about, is the idea, you know, you probably saw the Kendrick Lamar video for Not Like Us, where at the end of it, he's got the bird in the cage, the owl in the cage, and the owl is a symbol of OVO, which is Drake's like crew or whatever. And the owl is also a symbol of Moloch, who is worshipped in, you know, supposedly in Illuminati and Bohemian Grove, right? They talk about it in like Last Night with the Devil, Late Night with the Devil and stuff. But I recently read a theory that Drake killed an owl and recorded it, and it's in his music. Isn't that so creepy?
Oof.
Ooh, that one like creeps me out when I think about it.
That's sad too.
I know. But I do think there is merit to the idea that people embed frequencies or messages or things like that in their music. I think doing it backwards is just like way too much work. I think they could just do it forwards and people would never even know because of the way that they're embedded in the music. So I don't know. I'm kind of on I would say like a 2 on believing that people do really like embed secret messages in their music. And maybe I sound insane saying this, and I don't know if Drake killed an owl. I don't know. But I don't know.
Why would
I think
he kill an owl?
Because it's like a sacrifice for Moloch, I don't know, which is funny because I'm like literally locking eyes with this owl that's right behind you. See? Right now. There's 2 owls right there.
That's freaky. Owls. I don't fuck with owls.
They're
they're too
something
wise.
behind those eyes. Yeah,
there's something going on.
Yeah.
Friend of mine, friend of the podcast, was seeing dead owls all the time.
Ugh.
Can you imagine how horrible you'd feel?
Oh God!
If you're just like constantly seeing dead owls.
No, never. Oof.
Even seeing just an owl, like seeing an owl, is like crazy.
Okay, I have two more. Okay. Do you have any more?
I just wanted to talk about Gucci Mane clone.
Oh yeah, I don't think we've ever talked about this one, and
So Gucci Mane clone is a really popular one.
Why would they clone him?
Well, I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
so basically Gucci Mane went to jail 2012.
Sure.
For 2 years for whatever. Came back, new Gucci.
Oh, right.
Completely new Gucci.
I think I remember this.
He was like so reformed and just like super in shape, like clean cut, off drugs. Like he was clean. He was immediately put out, I think same day, put out a record. I think it's called Everybody Looking. I think it was like really, really quick.
Huh.
And it was like great. Like it was like
so
very,
he was capitalizing on like the news of him getting out of jail.
Well, truly what actually happened was like he became so popular and probably was really making a lot of money off record sales while he was in jail.
Okay.
So because he came out and he was like super famous, like big celebrity status, where he was like kind of like this mixtape, like kind of underground rap icon guy before.
Okay.
And pretty much like immediately it's like, that's not Gucci Mane. It's a different guy.
Yeah.
The reason being, people point to whatever conspiratorial government using it as an opportunity to like whitewash black and trap culture and make it like, oh, look how harmless it is.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Like that's the idea, is to make it less dangerous and something they could control. Instead of basically like a actual like underground punk movement, like a lot of that trap music was like before then.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
That's what they say. That's what people say.
Where are you on that one? -3 to 3.
And it's also some things that he's like, what did he exactly say? They asked him and he said, I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Of course.
Just said that, and he like references it in songs.
Huh. Okay. That's
sometimes.
Interesting.
And I just think like, I don't know, there is like a pretty clear before and after prison Gucci Mane. Yeah. Stylistically in the music. Huh. The way that he looks and lives his life and everything. Like, people do change. But that's a radical change. I might go 1.
Okay.
Might go 1 with that.
All right. -3 to 3. How likely do you think it is that for the last 6 years, Ariana Grande has been having a hookup relationship with Jim Carrey? That is our true rumor.
Where does that come from, though?
So this has happened a few times where like people have talked about her hanging out with Jim Carrey, and it's like kind of weird that like they have a friendship, but like whatever. I definitely know that they're both sort of into like these esoteric things, but
both great impressionists.
True. But recently there was also another blind that came out, a blind item about her hooking up with him specifically, which I thought was very interesting. I don't know where to land on this one. I guess I'm just a 0, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just think it's like a funny.
Jim Carrey not
theory.
Married.
Yeah, not married. All right.
That's interesting.
I got one more really great one.
Dizzy spelled Dumois.
That's where I heard the blind item was on Dumois. Yeah, 100%. And that's also where I heard the guy who does Pop University Tea, or University, who does these like TikToks. She had him on there. Oh, I haven't even told you this yet. Okay.
What is it?
I about screamed. Do you remember when we were talking about how Andrew Garfield was dating that witch?
Yeah.
Dr. Kate Thomas.
You gotta feel like you have to clarify that you mean like a literal witch.
Yes. Like she,
like on the Dumois
practices
twip,
witchcraft.
like that witch.
Yes. That she practices witchcraft.
Yeah.
So we've talked about this before. We also talked about how on Dumois, she talked about how people had told her that Dr. Kate Thomas put a curse on her after she talked about her on the podcast.
Ooh.
And she like on air, Dumois was like, I do not claim this energy. Like no hand can go against me. Like she was like casting her own like counter spell or something
beautiful.
On there. Okay. 3 weeks ago, Dr. Kate Thomas was a guest on Dumois, and it is an awesome episode. I about screamed when I saw that she was a guest on the episode. Turns out Dr. Kate Thomas seems like a very lovely person. She studied at Oxford. She talks deeply about how Oxford was a very like disturbingly like misogynistic and like dehumanizing place for her to go to school, and how like anyone who was there who was trying to conduct studies that were outside of what they considered to be the norm was really like ostracized by the community at Oxford, and like gets into all this like really beautiful stuff about like the just like oppressive nature of that university and how it like really affected her, and how like she used magic to like really bring her power back, and like all these things. But I just want to put it out there for anyone who may have been interested in the Andrew Garfield saga. She's no longer dating him. They broke up a while ago. But the original story was that
because he wouldn't say Free Palestine.
Yeah, right?
That's like real.
I think that's real. Yeah, because she was like, you're not using
He's not outspoken enough about it.
Yeah, you aren't using your voice that has this power, which is a very witchy thing to think, right?
Also like a straight up valid relationship thing.
100%. 100%. But yes, if you are interested in this saga or learning more about Dr. Kate Thomas, I actually like absolutely love this interview. It made me really like just very happy to learn more about her. She seems really cool. She's got some very interesting like magical offerings she does based on like astrology and stuff on her website. Yes, I went and looked at it. Very cool stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get back into this last conspiracy. Did you have any more? Because I have the one to end all conspiracies.
Okay, well then let's go with that.
Okay. So this is an article from soapcentral.com, but this is something that has been all over the place. When I saw Last Podcast on the Left live at the Ryman when they did their country jamboree, they even talked about it then. So this is something that is like all over the place. Okay. Legendary actor Tom Cruise recently found himself trending for all the wrong reasons. The Hollywood veteran is currently the subject of a wild story that stems from various social media channels. The rumors date back to 2020 when a user who goes by the alias NT took to the celebrity gossip blog Crazy Days and Nights to share an anecdote. They claim to have seen a celebrity purchase some raw sea bass and then take the fish as is unwrapped into a bathroom and exit without it after about 10 minutes. Yes. People think Tom Cruise is fucking fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Classic.
Yes. This is pretty, there's some solid evidence to go behind this. There is like a witness who said that he was wearing a mask, but they definitely knew it was him because he had a security with him and he was like filming in the city. Someone else said they saw him doing something similar in 2016 in a supermarket in LA. He was taking a while to carefully examine every fish that the guy placed on the scale, and then he settled on one and he requested the man not wrap it up. So that's actually why the witness followed him, and he says that he walked into a bathroom with a fish in hand and a bodyguard behind him. And then once again, the two walked out with no aquatic being in sight. The user then allegedly walked into the men's room only to find it in the garbage, wrapped in a massive amount of paper towels. What the fuck is he doing with this fish? What else could he be doing? What? Why? God.
I just love that. It's like, because it's Tom Cruise, there's like, you don't immediately go, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
You go, well, I can see it. I can see that happening.
It's really messed up. But there, yes, are several different people who have sort of corroborating stories around this theory. And this is one that I'm 100% a 3 out of -3 to 3 on.
That was where he had some sort of secret message that was in there that he had to get out.
That he needed to tell Xenu.
Yeah.
So he was like communicating through the fish. Okay, I'll allow that. I kind of like this theory as well. He's using the fish to communicate to Xenu, and when he's done, he just puts it in the trash. Maybe.
And to wrap it up, though, to show it the proper respect. Paper towels. I'm seeing him out with paper towels.
The world may never know, Dizzy Spellions. What do you think?
He's just like, it should be really funny. Like, that sounds like a straight up from a South Park episode. It's like, it'll be really funny if I do this.
Fucking weird, man.
Or like lost a bet. You gotta take the fish into the bathroom and throw it away, and everybody's gonna be this big deal.
I love it. Good stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All right. Well, I owe everybody an expanded NWK coverage because it's wild.
Yeah, there's just so much to it. And honestly, like I would really love to revisit the Lady Gaga one that we did on the radio.
Yeah, that's something that's a wild one that's lost.
Yeah, that one.
We didn't even bring that up because we already have talked about it. But
yes,
I guess it's not anywhere. But yeah, that one is that Lady Gaga murdered an up and coming singer that she was coming up with at the same time, and then kind of like stole her act.
Yeah, I mean, like her mom has gone on the record as saying, like, the girl who died's mom has been like, she stole my daughter's life, she stole her soul. So there's like allegations of like witchcraft parts, but also it could just be like the mundane of like, again, they had invested all this money in this person and then she died, and so then they went, oh well, we can just make you that person instead. Yeah. Very interesting.
That one's a tough one because people rightfully want to give Lady Gaga all the credit for things that she's done. Mm-hmm. So it's a tough ask to be like, well, maybe the record label made her take this person's whole identity.
Yeah.
Because it's possible, but part of her whole identity is that she subverts expectations. So
sure is possible. So true.
Who knows?
Who's to say, Disney Stallions? Well, feel free to share your favorite pop culture conspiracies if we didn't touch on it today. What do you think? Do you think Paris Hilton refurbishes World War II era radios? Do you think Ariana Grande and Jim Carrey are hooking up? I want to know your favorite conspiracies. So you can always reach out to us on Instagram at DizzySpellWorld, and please leave us a review on your preferred streaming source. 5 stars. Please. 5 magic beans.
Jim Carreys.
5 the masks.
5 Jim Carroll Carreys. James. I just looked up he has a funny middle name. I gotta look it up now because
that's okay.
James Eugene Carroll.
Ooh, that's a good one. Carol? Carrie. Okay. All right. Well, you've been listening to Dizzy Spell on the We Own This Town podcast network. We were recorded live at We Own This Town studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Special thanks to our editor and producer, Michael Eads. I'm so sorry you have to hear us talk about Love Actually for about 40 minutes of this episode. And our podcast network for hosting us. Thank you to Victoria Ocampo for our logo and design. And thank you to Jay Childers for the sound bed music you can hear through our episodes. You can also check out more of his work at jchilders.bandcamp.com. Beware the drones, Earthlings. Beware the drones.
Bye.
Bye.